Well, thank you. Make sure, there we go. Are we here? Can you all hear me all right? Okay. Let's see here. Hold on a second. Oh, that's me. There we go. Okay. All right, now we're here. Well, so thank you so much to Jeff, and thank you to Peter for the beautiful prayer. And Holly, thank you. It's a note to say thank you. I think that's a beautiful way to start this year. So the text that we're hearing is the very beginning of the Gospel of John, and it's one of these that, like, it's really broad, and that on face value, it's one of those that at the beginning of seminary, I'd be like, oh yeah, give me one of those texts because you can say just about anything. It's really wide open. That's way easier to preach on. And now, being just a little bit further down the road and just a little bit wiser, those are not the easy passages to preach on. So we're going to hear a word from John, and hopefully we'll find a word there for us too. In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. He was in the beginning with God. So this is making very clear. So we're going to see really shortly here that Jesus is the Word made flesh incarnate. This is making it very clear and distinct. This is the first gospel that really just lays it out from go. Jesus is God. Jesus was with God. Jesus has been all along. Jesus is God. The Word was with God. The Word was in God. He was in the beginning with God. All things came into being through him, and without him not one thing came into being. What has come into being in him was life, and the life was the light of all people. The light shines in the darkness, and the darkness did not overcome it. There was a man sent from God whose name was John. He came as a witness to testify to the light, so that all might believe through him. He himself was not the light, but he came to testify to the light. The true light, which enlightens everyone, was coming into the world. He was in the world, and the world came into being through him, yet the world didn't know him. He came to what was his own, and his own people didn't accept him. But to all who received him, who believed in his name, he gave power to become children of God, who were born not of blood, or of the will of the flesh, or the will of man, but of God. And the Word became flesh and lived among us. And we have seen his glory, and the glory as of a Father's only Son, full of grace and truth. From his fullness we have all received grace upon grace. The law indeed came through Moses, grace and truth came through Jesus. No one has ever seen God. It is God, the only Son, who is close to the Father's heart, who has made him known.